Hello everyone and welcome back to IxSHE Tell, Kasumi's Route. In the last episode, we had the strangest fight with Kasumi that ended up leading to some extracurricular activities, if you know what I mean. But now she's asking us what we want out of a partner. Me personally, I would like a girl in a short skirt with a long jacket. While mulling over the meaning behind her words, I chow down on the croquette sandwich I bought at the school store. Since it was warm and sunny today, Kasumi and I decided to eat lunch in the courtyard together. What do I want out of my partner? Where's this question coming from?
急じゃありません。前々から気になっていたんです。はじめさんは生徒会長として多くの生徒に慕われていますよね。
Is that the only reason they love me? Just because I have power? I guess so. I'm thankful for that.
問題解決能力があって皆さんに慕われています。実に頼れる男性だと思います。
Aw, thanks. Okay. I don't really get where this is going, but thanks.
そんなはじめさんとお付き合いする女性にはふさわしい能力が求められるわけです。それも男性的なはじめさんと釣り合いの取れた女性的な能力がです。
Huh, okay. I don't really care about any of that, though.
求めてください。
Okay, fine, I will. You don't have to be that insistent. But I at least understand the issue of suitability is important to her. I mean, still, I'm completely satisfied with how you are now, Kasumi. I have fun just being with you, and seeing your smile fills me with joy. Even right now, all we're doing is munching on some sandwiches together, but this is pure bliss for me. I can't tell if you appreciate that or feel insulted.
ダメです。そんな言葉では騙されませんから。
I really wasn't exaggerating, though.
お願いですから、今は甘やかさないでください。
Her saying that only makes me want to cuddle her even more. That's how it is when you're in love.
意識を高く持ちましょう。
But what if that means our relationship dissolves? What do you mean?
ほら、本当は女性にしてほしいこととかあるんじゃないですか？
Being a productive member of society?
面接じゃないんですから、そんな真面目な答えはいりません。
There are no wrong answers, don't judge me. It's not a question I can easily answer, though.
そうじゃなくて、もっと女性的なことです。いかにも女性って感じの。
Like marriage?
惜しいです。もう見えてます。火事です。
I was about to say, why don't you just tell me what answer you want to hear and I'll figure out if I can make it work. I have to admit, she's completely guided me into that one. Like cooking?
そうです。そうなんです。やっぱりはじめさんは料理のできる女性がお好みですよね。
Couldn't you just say you want to learn how to cook for me? Huh? Why are you sighing? You're the one who made me say that.
いえ、いいんです。最初から分かっていたことですから、現地さえ取れれば。
Alright, whatever you say. Where is she going with this?
では、私は所用ができましたので、また教室でお会いしましょう。
You're going already?
はい、少々準備も必要になりますから。
With that, she neatly folds the wrapping of her sandwich and walks towards the school building. Come to think of it, when she was taking care of me during my cold, she seemed embarrassed by her lack of cooking skills. I can already guess what this is about, but I'd better feign ignorance. Yeah, probably smart. I guess this is going to be the cooking episode.
はじめさん、ちょっといいですか？
It's the following day. As soon as lunch break comes around, Kasumi approaches me holding a bag approximately the size of a lunchbox. So it's probably a lunchbox. It's easy to surmise from our conversation yesterday that she's brought lunch for me, or rather, she did bring lunch for me without a shadow of a doubt. Let's go to the cafeteria then.
いえ、あそこは人目がありますので、できればもう少し人の少ないところが。
Back to the courtyard? Should we go to the student council room?
それがいいと思います。
I'll have to get the key from the teacher's lounge first, but we'll have all the privacy we want there. Feels like an abuse of power, but sure.
お邪魔します。
I enter the room with Kasumi following me, and notice her immediately locking it behind her. Oh no, I'm a guinea pig. We're both alone in a locked room, a situation that would certainly invite misunderstandings if someone were to come by. Well, now that we're here, can you finally tell me what this is all about?
ああ、そうですよね。わざわざ鍵まで開けてもらっちゃって。
I didn't mind that, but does this have something to do with that bundle you're holding?
はい。
She averts her gaze bashfully and gives me the bundle.
はじめさんのためにお弁当を作ってみたんです。
What? I had no idea. Oh, so I was right?
やっぱりということは気づいていたんですか？
I mean, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to put the two and two together in this situation. You were talking about cooking so much yesterday, so I figured it would be something like this.
そうですか。本当はびっくりさせようと思ったんですけど。
Okay, I go back to my initial reaction then. Sorry. But nothing's better than receiving a home-cooked lunch from my girlfriend. It might be a cliched situation, but it's one I've always dreamed of experiencing together with her.
この間おかゆを作った時、はじめさんには情けないところを見せてしまいましたし。
Are you kidding me? I have to look up directions for stuff I've made dozens of times before, just because it doesn't stick in my memory.
そのリベンジと言いますか、はじめさんにふさわしい女性になるための第一歩と言いますか。だからお口に合うかはわかりませんが、ご賞味いただけると。
Okay, I'm gonna say 50-50 shot. It's either going to be absolutely delicious or it's going to kill us. I don't know which. Sure, don't mind if I do then. It's gonna be Haruka all over again. After I take out the lunchbox from the bag, she hands me some chopsticks. Man, this lunchbox is seriously fancy though. It's so impressive that my expectations start to rise. No, keep them low. If you have low expectations, you'll probably be impressed. As Kasumi watches on, I open the lid and am immediately greeted by the face of an animal drawn with seaweed. Aw, that's cute. Is it a tanuki?
猫です。
I can totally see it. I already messed up right off the bat. It wasn't a bat, it was a cat. Come on. What else do we have? A spinach sauté, mini hamburger steaks, meatballs, bacon-wrapped asparagus, rolled omelet, and also some cherry tomatoes. Dang, that's an impressive lunch. Also my favorite type of chikua, ones with cucumber inside. The presentation, color assortment, it's all so flawless that it's hard to believe a beginner made it. In short, it's impressive. The food's not quite what I expected looking at the box, but it looks great regardless. Did you make it by yourself?
はい、今日のところはなんとか。
To be honest, her effort alone touches my heart. Okay, then let's give it a taste.
はい、どうぞ。
The way she's staring at me is really making me nervous. Starting with the spinach. The buttery smell is nice. There's also carrots and corn. That's nice.
でしょうね。
Okay. You suppose? Why the listless tone? Okay, let's try the mini hamburger steaks. Yeah, these are great. Perfectly seasoned, and the ketchup is great with the rice. What? I was complimenting you. I'm kind of confused, but she's grading herself rather harshly, it seems. Next, I should try the rolled omelet. I know exactly what to expect from the taste. You're a bit too close.
どうぞお気になさらず。
That's a little hard. I should concentrate on the food she so lovingly prepared for me. It's sweet, soft, and tasty. Nothing hits the spot like a nice, sweet omelet roll.
そうですよね。ちゃんとわかってますよ。
Finally, she gets some passion. Wait, have I ever told you how I like my omelet rolls?
じゃないですか。
Okay. Well, she probably just asked Shiori.
さあ、はじめさん。どれが一番美味しかったか教えてください。
The omelet rolls? But I haven't even tried the bacon wrapped asparagus.
あ、どうぞ忘れてください。
But I want to. I like bacon wrapped asparagus. Isn't that something you made yourself? Have some more respect for it. I'm afraid it isn't what I initially thought it was. She isn't simply grading herself harshly.
自分の料理だからこそ、今後のためにはじめさんがまた作ってほしいものを教えてほしいんです。
Among the foods in my lunch, there had to be one that she was most confident in. How about the mini hamburger steaks? Can't go wrong with meat. Alright, I guess the answer was omelet rolls. Kasumi immediately collapses onto the desk like a lifeless doll. Kasumi, are you okay? Her forehead is bright red.
ハンバーグのバ
What does she have against hamburger steaks?
ハンバーグの次はどうでしょう。
Is the answer the omelets? What do I answer? She might just end up screaming again. The spinach sauté? It's not necessarily my favorite vegetable, but the buttery smell is nice, and it was easy to chew. It was the omelet. Huh?
もう二度と冷凍食品なんて買ってやるもんですか。
All of this was frozen stuff?
はい、部活で私が作ったのは卵焼きだけなんです。
Oh. Now I get why she hates the hamburger steaks so much. But the omelet rolls were great too. Almost felt like you specially crafted it to please my taste buds.
もう遅いです。
I feel like this whole thing was a test and we failed. I love trick questions. She's completely sulking now, taking a bite from a hamburger steak with a bitter look.
なんで冷凍食品のくせにこんなに美味しいんですか。不公平です。
Don't knock frozen food. I lived off that stuff for a while. I mean, it's a product they sell in stores. If it tasted like crap, they wouldn't be selling it.
そういう問題じゃありません。
Okay. She's surprisingly prideful. But look, you only just started cooking. You shouldn't let this kill your motivation.
嫌になったりしてませんよ。
You face planted after I mentioned I like the hamburger steaks. I feel like that's a sign. Oh, I just thought the shock of losing might. Oh, stop talking.
負けてません。
Okay.
私はまだ進化の可能性を残しているので、まだ負けたわけじゃありません。
Oh.
むしろ負けたまま引き下がれるわけがないじゃないですか。
Kasumi always has a positive outlook on things. That's one of the reasons I fell in love with her.
でもよくわかりました。やっぱり付け焼き場じゃダメだったんです。
Meaning?
修行です。気合と根性です。こうなったら何が何でもはじめさんに美味しい料理をご馳走して喜んでもらいます。
Even if it kills you. Wait, what? You don't have to force yourself if you don't want to. But she merely shakes her head.
なんだか私、今とてもワクワクしてるんです。もしかしたらこんな気持ちは初めてかもしれません。
Well, I guess it's fine. She's doing this out of a desire to make me happy. Alright, I'll be eagerly awaiting next time.
あ、でしたらリクエストを。あ、そう。リクエストしてください。はじめさんが食べたいもの、好きなもの。
Why do I have the feeling that I'm going to list off a bunch of different things and she's going to say, no, not that, no, not that, until we get to something that she actually feels confident she can cook?
最近ははじめさんに甘えてばかりでしたから、今度は私が頑張る番です。
Okay. I was worried at first, but if she's this excited, I'm sure it'll turn out just fine. But my favorite dish is... I guess omelet rice?
オムライス？
Is that the right answer? The recipe is simple, but that also means no shortcuts. Think you can do it?
作ります。いえ、作ってみせます。
She's usually so reserved and soft-spoken, but right now she's burning with passion. Also, speaking of omelet rice, I also know how to make it, so if she's having problems, I'll be able to help out like last time.
では今晩、夕飯でリベンジさせてください。
Okay. What about the training? Are you gonna try to make it through determination and passion alone?
こう見えて私、実践派なんです。
That just makes me a million times more worried.
とにかく、今日の夕飯は私に任せてくださいね。あと、食べ終わったお弁当箱は教室で返してくれればいいですから。
After that, she says she has to prepare and leaves the student council room. Not sure if I'm excited for it or dreading it. Also, doesn't she have more classes? I leisurely enjoy the rest of my lunch and leave the room after finishing it. I guess we're going to ignore the rest of classes. Let's see. I need yogurt and mayonnaise. Do we still have any left? Since I have no student council work today, I make a stop on the way back to the dorm to buy stuff for dinner. You know, you don't have to follow me around. You can go ahead and look for your ingredients for dinner tonight.
材料ですか？
Yeah, but it's not like you'll need much at all to make it.
でしたら、もう揃っているはずなので、ご安心ください。
Okay. Huh?
休み時間にネットスーパーで発注しておきましたから。
Oh. That's some quick thinking, but honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm not buying anything here for the omelet rice, though.
他にも何か作るんですか？
Yep. I still have to grab a few more things, so you can go back to the dorm without me.
確かに受け取りの時間もありますからね。それではまた寮でお会いしましょう。
Her bow is prim and proper, but the way she immediately runs off afterwards with her phone in hand gives the impression of a giddy little kid. Well, that's a part of her charm. When you're in love, everything the other person does and says seems adorable. Alright, I still need this and that. She's planning on making omelet rice, so surely she bought eggs, right? Maybe I'll get something to use as a sauce. Now, just some fresh herbs. They're not in stock? After I finish shopping, I notice that the plastic bag in my hand has gotten satisfyingly heavy. It'd be boring just to watch Kasumi cook, so I'll go ahead and cook something for her as well. I'm not sure how she's going to feel about that. I'm back!
はじめさん、おかえりなさい。おかえり。
Kasumi said she already ordered everything online, so it makes sense that she's already started. What are you doing, Shiori? Cooking something for yourself?
私は小清水さんのサポート。
Oh, cool. It's like a preview for the next route.
今日だって小清水さんのお弁当を食べたんでしょ？
You bet I did. Ah, so those omelet rolls were you?
気づいてた？小清水さんに初心者でも挑戦できて、はじめが喜びそうなものを教えてほしいって何回もお願いされたの。
That explains why the omelet rolls tasted so familiar.
師匠、それは秘密にと。
Whoops. She's become Shiori's pupil, I guess.
そうだっけ？
Sabotage!
でも小清水さんがそこまでしてくれたって分かった方が、はじめも喜ぶんじゃない？
I can confirm, but I would have liked to know before eating the lunch.
もう。
Kasumi, someone who has considerable amount of pride herself, went out of her way to ask someone who used to be her rival in love for help. That just goes to show how important I am to her.
ところではじめさん、その袋は？
Kasumi and Shiori both stare curiously at the bag in my hand. Well, just some stuff. I wanted to cook you something as a reward, Kasumi, since you're trying really hard.
ああ、この材料は。
I bought more than enough, so you can have some too, Shiori. But, well, that's something to look forward to later, so I'll see you in a bit. Good luck, Kasumi.
では師匠、よろしくお願いします。
Have fun, Shiori.
じゃあ小清水さん、リラックスして頑張ろっか。
Of course, I wouldn't ask others to go out of their way to do something for me, but it's nice seeing how Kasumi and Shiori are working together. Especially Shiori, considering that this is the girlfriend of the person she likes. Alright, time to get down to business to defeat the Huns. Wait, no. So I can show my gratitude to them. Before the milk and pancake mix, I'm adding a special ingredient to the yolk. Mayonnaise. Kasumi's worried about her weight, but I'm assuming all that increases from her breasts. Probably. I'm gonna make her so satisfied with these super fluffy pancakes that she'll forget all about dieting. Pancakes. After adding the pancake mix and the cooled egg white, I stir it with quick, gentle motions so that the base won't be hard after baking. I just have to let the batter rest, and then I'll almost be ready to bake. Okay, how are those two doing?
お皿にチキンライスをよそって、外で食べるものと全然見た目が違いますけど、本当に大丈夫なんでしょうか？後から形を整えればいいから、一回全部乗せちゃって。そうそう。
Also, restaurants have professional chefs, so, you know. They seem to be almost done.
あとはオムレツを上に乗せて、ちょっとゆっくりだったけど、半熟になってるかな。
All of this is making me hungry.
大丈夫そうですね。あとはこの上のところを開いて、いい感じ。あとはパセリを振って、味付けはチキンライスでしっかりやってるから、卵にはケチャップをかけたら完成。待ってください。せっかくなのでここでハートマークを。
She squeezes the bottle and it goes everywhere.
そこは好きにしていいよ。
Looks like I better keep out of their way. Anyways, now that the omelet rice is done, I take my seat and wait for the dish to be served.
はじめさん、できました。見てください。ちゃんとしたオムライスです。
Wow, it looks fantastic. Just like something I'd expect to see at a restaurant. Seeing Kasumi smiling brightly while hastily serving me the dish, I start rejoicing. It really does look delicious. A perfectly runny omelet rests on top of a bed of rice and chicken. Man, this omelet looks cooked to perfection.
それもこれも師匠のおかげです。でも時間さえ守れば大丈夫だから、きっともう一人でも作れるよ。はい、師匠。いや、花森さん、本当にありがとうございました。
She probably wouldn't mind if you kept calling her master. She bows deeply before Shiori and hands me a spoon.
それでははじめさん、早速食べてみてほしいんですけど。
I should leave the heart as is for now. Alright, let's eat. I take a spoonful of the hot omelet rice and stuff it into my mouth. First, I taste the tomato ketchup, and then the gentle softness of the omelet spreads throughout my mouth. Next, the subtle taste of consomme, vegetables, chicken, and rice appears and leaves a delicious aftertaste. Oh, this is great!
よかったです。
If you had made an omelet rice this good on your first try, then I think this bodes well for the future.
そうだね。実際ちゃんと手順は守れてるし、レシピ通りに作る経験を重ねればすぐに上手になると思うよ。花森さん、私。今度は一緒にお菓子でも作る？
Sweets.
はい、師匠。
A friendship forged through cooking. It'd be nice if we could soon have a barbecue together with everyone in our dorm and friends. That was delicious. Thanks.
もう食べちゃったんですか？
Yep, it was just that good. Probably because of the rich, wonderful aftertaste, I was able to finish it in no time.
これで私も少しははじめさんにふさわしい女性になれたでしょうか。
Aw. Like I said, even if you couldn't cook, you'd be the best girlfriend a man could ask for. Shiori, ignore this. It'll be your turn next. Oh,
いいよ。むしろ気にしないでくれた方が気は楽だし。
I'll have to be careful when I'm around the other girls with Kasumi. Alright. As a thanks for dinner, I'll be serving you two something as well.
そういえば、はじめさんも何か準備してましたね。手伝おうか？
Nah, All I have to do is bake it. You can just have a seat and wait. I heat up a pan, and as soon as it starts smoking a bit, I add the butter. After it melts completely, I cool off the frying pan with a wet cloth. With this, I am now ready. Now, I just gotta pour the batter into a mold and bake it slowly over low heat.
いい香り。ホットケーキ、私大好きなんです。
Nah, these aren't your normal everyday pancakes. I call them advanced pancakes. My angelic super fluffy demon pancakes. Okay, that's a name.
ふわふわパンケーキ。
And demonic.
つまり、カロリーを気にする女性を惑わすほど悪魔的に美味しいということですか?
How did you know? Yes, indeed. Just for today, feel free to stuff yourself until your belly's as round as a pancake. But pancakes are also flat. Well, some are.
それは楽しみないような怖いような。そんな特技があったんだね。
It's love. Yep, it's something like an antidote for Aoba. Oh, so you know. Shiori probably knows how my little sister acts like a spoiled brat whenever she's hungry. I flip the mold together with the batter and keep cooking it. Okay, it should be done soon. I put the pancake on a plate, sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. Then add the finishing touch, a bit of vanilla ice cream on top. Okay, it's ready.
すごい。家でもこんなパンケーキができるんですね。
It's Hajime's restaurant. It should be nice and fluffy and crisp.
では早速。
Wait, let me pour some syrup on it before you start eating. I pour the slightly warm syrup over the scoop of ice cream like a waterfall. Oh, that sounds delicious. Now I'm very hungry. The angelic super fluffy demon pancake with vanilla ice cream is now ready to be eaten.
バニラとシロップとバターのすごくいい香りが。私も食べたい。
There's one for you too. Just a sec, Shiori. I'll bake yours right now. And I'll make more after that, so eat as much as you like.
ですが、オムライスだけで長期限になっていた私は一体。
You're welcome. I just made the batter and fried it. It's nothing special.
なら、今度ははじめが作り方を教えてあげればいいんじゃない?
Sure.
では、よろしくお願いしますね、師匠。
I am the new Shisho. You don't have to call me master. Well, that's enough talking. Go ahead and try it.
そうですね。せっかくですし、いただくとしましょう。
Having someone you care about eat something you made for them. Now I understand why that can be such a nerve-wracking experience. How is it? Is that a good or a bad
おいしいです。お店で食べるパンケーキと全く同じです。
Oh, really? Oh, man, that's good to hear.
はじめ、私の。
Wait your turn. Wait a sec, I'll whip it up right now.
こんなに美味しいなんて。口の中で溶けていく食感、芳醇なバターの香りとマッチしたバニラのエッセンスをシロップの甘さが優しく包み込んで。
This is not helping my hunger at all.
こんなに美味しいなんて。ダメです。手が止まりません。
I'm glad you like it. Let's make it together next time.
すごく嬉しそうだけど、結局小清水さんの不安は払拭されたのかな?
I'm sure she'll be fine. Looking at how content she seems, I'd say yes.
そうだね。料理の道は一日にしてならず。みんなで少しずつ練習していこっか。おいしい。
Kasumi seems to be too mesmerized by the pancake to hear Shiori's words. With that, Kasumi's cooking adventures end on a high note, despite the initial turmoil. Kasumi's Cooking Adventures. That'd be a good title. We'll see. Don't you start that. Kasumi holds a hand in front of her mouth and lets out a deep yawn. You getting tired?
すみません。今日は体育もあったので、少し疲れが。
I've been studying with Kasumi, Shiori, and Yamabuki for the upcoming finals. Taking a look at the clock, I realize it's already 11 p.m. It's getting kinda late, so maybe we should stop here for now and continue tomorrow. Is that okay with you two?
そうね。眠くなった頭で続けても効率は落ちるし。
True story.
実は私も今日は結構きつかったのよね。
She proceeds to put away her mechanical pencil and immediately starts preparing to go back to her room. You okay, Shiori?
はい。元気です。
She's already half asleep. Shiori, what's your brother's name?
もやし。
Not exactly, though he certainly resembles one. Would you mind taking Shiori to her room for me, Yamabuki?
ええ、寮長として引き受けたわ。では私はお二人の荷物を持ちますね。
You girls can go ahead and leave. I'll clean up everything here. All I have to do really is take the plates and paper cups to the kitchen and throw them away.
それじゃあ、ここは頼むわね。おやすみなさい。
Except for those pastries and that coffee, those stay.
おやすみなさい、はじめさん。
Yeah, good night. See, permanent fixtures. After the two girls walk up the stairs supporting Shiori, I clean up the eraser shavings from the table. I can't use a vacuum cleaner at this hour, so I'd better use a broom.
はじめさん。
Did you forget something? She walks forward slowly while throwing glances back in Yamabuki's direction. That didn't sound very slow to me.
そうですね。あまり人に見せるものではありませんから。
Is it a goodnight kiss? Okay.
ほら、あそこに。
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's... Bingo. Right as I automatically follow her eyes and look to the side, it happens. I feel something pleasantly soft touching my cheek.
おやすみなさい。
Kasumi? I see her smiling with slightly rosy cheeks, but then she goes up the stairs without another glance back. She probably didn't want me to see her blushing. I wish she would have kissed me on the lips, though. Yeah. As much as I want to bask in the afterglow of that kiss, I have to hurry up and clean this up before it gets too late. Is it going to take that long to clean up the shavings? How many shavings did we make? I quickly clean up the plates and paper cups, go get a broom, and come back. What's this? For some reason, I find an envelope under the table as I'm sweeping. Did someone leave it here? I pick it up, but there's no address written on it. Instead, a letter for me? To Ninomiya Hajime is written on the front in beautiful handwriting. What puzzles me the most is that the envelope hasn't even been sealed yet. Who is it from? Is it a secret admirer? I have no recollection of receiving this letter before, nor do I recognize the handwriting. If it were from Kasumi, Shiori, or Yamabuki, the three who are studying with me, I'd have immediately noticed since I already know what their handwriting looks like. Meaning this must be someone else from the dorm. This is a common area, so it theoretically could be anyone aside from me, but not a single person comes to mind. I'll just keep it for now. Even if I don't know the sender, it should be okay for me to take it since it's addressed to me. I put it in my hands along with my notebook, sweep the floor and table, and then go back to my room. Is this going to be the source of drama? So now the question is how to find the sender. I don't even know what the letter says. If it's something too private, I can't go around asking people randomly. Maybe it's a love letter? But everyone should know by now that I'm dating Kasumi. So it's rather unlikely that it is one. The envelope also doesn't seem the kind you'd use for a love letter, and it's also weird that it doesn't have the name of the sender on it. I guess I should probably read it. Even if it is addressed to me, reading a letter that hasn't been sent is a bit rude. But still, it's not even sealed yet. And what if whoever wrote it is looking for it now? I'm reading it for their sake, not mine. That's what I'm telling myself. While telling that to myself, I slowly pull the letter out of the envelope. The stationery, like the envelope, is a basic type meant for normal vertical letters. It's been a long time since we've last seen each other. So the letter begins. Someone who lived here wouldn't write something like that. What kind of letter is this? I'm getting more and more confused, but anyways, I'll go ahead and read it. Time really does fly. It's already been 10 years since then. I hope that you've been doing well, Ninomiya-san. I'm still unable to leave my house, unfortunately, and I greatly miss your visits. But I don't feel lonely at all. You gave me hope, and now I have a clear goal to work towards. I want to get better and see you again. Okay, so it is Kasumi. But maybe from young Kasumi? And when that time comes, I want to tell you how I feel about you. So I hope you'll be willing to listen. Is this? The person who wrote this has health problems. The only person I can think of who fits that bill is Kasumi. On top of that, she would have had to write this long before she transferred here. If the letter belongs to her, she could have dropped it off earlier when we were studying. Man, she has a really bad habit of losing important things. You may not remember me, but I hope from the bottom of my heart to someday see you again. Koshimizu Masumi. Huh? All of the pieces I'd put together scatter as I read the name at the end of the letter. Is that her sister? I'm guessing. Who is Koshimizu Masumi? Not Kasumi? But it's apparent that this person knows me. It can only be one thing. This is her? She's never mentioned having a sister to me directly, but if she really does, then all the dots connect. Oh, I wonder if something happened to her sister. Maybe she didn't get better. Why, though? An indescribable feeling of unrest grips me. Wait, hold on. Dwelling on it won't get me anywhere. I'll just need to ask Kasumi directly. But should I? I'd better keep this letter safely stored for now. There's something else inside there? While trying to put the letter back into the envelope, I noticed another letter inside that I almost damaged. Dear Kasumi. So this one is addressed to her. The one who wrote these can't have been her then. It had to be this Masumi. But still, I can't read a letter that's meant for Kasumi, so I stow it back in the envelope. To be honest, I want to talk with Kasumi about this as soon as possible, but since it's already after midnight, I'll have to postpone it until tomorrow. I put the envelope into a folder and leave it in my desk drawer for safekeeping. Ooh, so there is some drama here.
IxSHE Tell.
Huh. I guess maybe it was her sister we knew all those years ago, and I don't know. Act natural. Just act natural. A love letter from Koshimizu Masumi that appeared out of nowhere. But it wasn't sent to me. The question is, how do I bring this up to Kasumi? It's been stressing me out so much that I woke up before 5 a.m. and haven't been able to think about anything else since. But I still have no idea how to go about bringing this up casually. I definitely shouldn't act high-strung. But the longer I think about it, the more a certain question bugs me. There should have been only one girl that I met as a kid. There's no question about that, and Shiori would have mentioned something if she'd noticed. Twins, maybe? But from Masumi's letter and what Kasumi's told me, it appears that I knew both of them. Meaning, one of them was lying? But why lie in the first place? My thoughts always get hung up on that point every time I mull it over. But Kasumi is still Kasumi. I wanted to spend time with her. I wanted to be with her. That's why I decided to go out with her. And I don't think I made the wrong decision. Just stay calm and act natural, Hajime. I try to calm myself over and over in front of the mirror before going to the lounge where I'm meeting Kasumi.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Yeah, morning. Very smooth. Kasumi is waiting in the lounge for me with a bright smile. She's probably still feeling happy after giving me that kiss last night. I, on the other hand, feel a bit of guilt nagging at me, and I can't look her in the eye. Just don't think about it, Hajime. Nah, it's the elephant in the room. The less you think about, or the less you try to think about it, the more it's going to appear.
はじめさん、なんだか顔色が優れませんが。
I was thinking about elephants. Did I do something to tip her off just now?
もしかして夜遅くまで勉強していたんですか？
Yeah. Oh, okay, so it looks like she still hasn't realized she lost the envelope. Yeah, I kinda have to study a lot to maintain my high grades. So I have to put in more effort than the average student. Damn, I had the perfect opportunity to bring it up, and I didn't. I'm so ashamed that I'm getting a headache.
続きは明日と言って油断させてずるいです。
True, but maybe I'll be able to help you and the other girls better now. See? It means that we'll be able to spend more time together. I'm honestly surprised at how easily I churned out those lies on the spur of the moment.
なるほど。つまりはじめさんはもっともっと私と一緒にいたいということですね。
Yep, the more the better. The time we spend together is what forms and defines our relationship. That's what the truth is. But it's not exactly honest of me to say that when I've yet to ask her about the letter. I missed my opportunity, so I'll have to wait until lunch break. I wonder how long we're going to string this around. While chatting about the details pertaining to our study session this evening, she and I head towards school. Yeah, I really hope it's not going to be beating around the bush a whole lot. Well, we already jumped to evening, so I'm assuming we didn't get to it at lunch. Man, what do I do now? I'm racking my brains as I stare at Masumi's letter on my desk. I had several opportunities at school to talk about it with Kasumi, but every time I pictured that sad look on her face and decided against it. I don't know that she lied to me just yet. For all I know, it could be just some harmless mistake or misunderstanding that we'll laugh about later together. We're going to be studying with the others here in a bit, so if I want to talk about it with her today, I'm gonna have to man up and do it. I have two options. One is to talk to her about it either before or after the study session. The other is to give her back the envelope and pretend that I didn't read it. But if I go for the latter, there's always the risk that she'll figure out I'm lying. I can't speak for other people's opinions of me, but I'm not that confident in my lying abilities. But at the same time, I was too chicken to bring it up and talk about it with her. I can't do anything right. Everyone respects me and looks up to me, but when it comes down to it, I'm a normal person with flaws just like anyone else. Okay, I'll talk to her. I can try all I want, but there's no way I can make this an easy conversation. So I'll just have to accept that and confront her about it directly. I take my phone and call Kasumi. I've never been so nervous calling someone. The ringtone seems especially loud to me right now. I've been pressing my finger on the volume button this whole time. Man, I'm so nervous I didn't even notice. The immediate stutter is telling. Yep, she's looking for the letter. Did she finally notice that she lost the letter? I'm getting a bit of deja vu here. Did you lose something important again? If it was something like the pendant, she would have come out and told me. So the fact that she hasn't mentioned what it is must mean that it is the letter. You lose important stuff a whole lot. That may have been a bit mean of me to say. Do you like to keep important things with you at all times? Even if you could lose them? I can hear a distinct fear and sadness in her voice. I can't put this off any longer. I have to tell her. Listen, I found this letter last evening. A loud noise echoes throughout the dorm, and my phone speaker at the same time. Kasumi must have bolted out of her room. I hang up and show her the envelope. She sinks to the ground like all tension has been drained from her body. From this sight, it's easy to imagine how important this letter is to her. Try not to lose it again. I present the envelope and she slowly reaches her hand out. Instead of taking the letter, though, she grips my wrist.
見つけてくださったことはありがとうございます。ですが、
I can feel her arm shaking slightly. I wasn't sure if I should take it, but it was addressed to me, so... And I went ahead and read it since I thought it might give me a clue as to who the letter belonged to. All the strength leaves her hand, and she lets go.
そうですか。そうですよね。
Believe me, I really didn't want to.
いえ、いいんです。それは、はじめさんに宛てられた手紙ですから。本来の役目を果たしただけですから。
Her eyes are glued to the ground. I should at least tell the others that today's study session is canceled. Not wanting Kasumi to continue sitting on the floor, I take her by the hand and sit her down on the side of my bed. Do you want something to drink? Hot chocolate, maybe?
ありがとうございます。ですが今はお気持ちだけで。
She smiles feebly and lets her gaze fall again. Well, I've got a few questions for you. Is that all right?
はい。私が話せることは正直に全てお話しします。あ、ですが手紙自体ははじめさんに宛てられたものですから、私も内容については一切知りませんので、そこだけは分かっていただけると。
That makes sense. All right, I trust you. The thing that's bothering me most actually has nothing to do with what the letter says. I'll get straight to the point then. Who is Koshimizu Masumi?
私の双子の姉です。
All right, I was right about the twin. Okay. So she does have an older sister. What is she doing now? The letter said she was still unable to leave her room.
姉は。
Ah, okay, so I was probably right about that too. She bites her lip, trying to endear something.
姉はもういません。
So, wait. It was a bit delayed, but I finally get what she means by that. I'm sorry. Really?
いえ、全てお答えすると約束しましたから。
It still doesn't feel real to me, but I can only imagine the pain Kasumi feels because of this. I guess we probably shouldn't talk about this anymore.
それは違います。
She clings to my chest, her eyes wide open.
すみません。ですが、確かに、この話はかなり辛いです。
Makes sense.
でもこれは、はじめさんにきちんとお話ししなければいけない話なんです。
Also, seeing as it was addressed to me, I can't simply act as if this doesn't concern me. Okay, as long as it's what you want. The letter already stated so, but your sister was often sick, wasn't she?
はい。姉は昔から体が弱く、家からほとんど出ることはありませんでした。
Right, but in that case, there was only one girl I met during those visits when I was younger. Her shoulders tremble slightly. In that case, what were you talking about when you told me that I met you back then? Huh. I wonder if it was a situation where sometimes he was meeting with her and sometimes he was meeting with Kasumi and they both fell in love with him? I feel like that could be realistic, but I really don't know.
それは。
She hesitates to continue, and I can guess why. So, it wasn't you? I still don't understand everything, but she must have had her reasons.
ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
It's fine. You must have had your reasons, right? I could tell from the face you made. Do you mind telling me? I can think about it afterwards.
私も分かってはいたんです。いずれはこうなると。
All of her body's strength seems to be leaving her.
実は私、昔から姉とは別々に暮らしていたんです。
Okay, never mind. So, it was just always her sister, but I guess her sister must have told her about Hajime?
私は仕事で海外へ行くことも多い両親と一緒に、体の弱い姉は日本で暮らす祖母と一緒に。ですが私たち、本当に仲が良かったんですよ。私が日本に戻ってくると、姉は私の話を楽しみにいつも待ってくれていて。
She seems like she's starting to feel a bit better now that she's talking about her sister.
そんな姉ですが、一度だけ私の話よりも先に自分の話をしてくれたことがあるんです。
It was about me!
お友達ができたというお話でした。
I guess that friend was me?
はい。最初は私も姉が私を心配させないようとっさについた嘘じゃないかとも思いました。ですがそれ以降、姉は前向きな性格になりました。
Aw.
そして私たちも恋を知る年になると、あの人に姉は元気になってそして私たちも恋を知る年になると、あの人にはじめさんにも好きな人はいるのかなと、姉は元気になってはじめさんに告白する気満々だったんですよ。
I see. But unfortunately, she never got that opportunity.
その後はおそらくはじめさんが察している通りです。姉はその願いを叶えることも、もう一度はじめさんに会うことすらできないまま最後を迎えました。
I'm sorry. I really don't know what to say.
いえ、いいんです。それでここからは私にも関係のある話なんですが、はじめさんにとっては少し不快な内容が含まれるかもしれません。
You've been trying to fulfill your sister's wishes by completing or making the confession that she never had the opportunity to? So she's asking for my permission to continue. That's fine. I want you to tell me everything, especially if it's about you.
はい。では、姉が亡くなった時、私はとても意地汚い人間になりました。
What do you mean?
姉ははじめさんへの思いを伝えたくても伝えられなかった。きっと辛かったと思います。だからあんな風に手紙に残したんだと思います。なのに二宮はじめという男性はそんな姉の無念も思いも知らないまま何食わぬ顔で毎日を過ごしている。
Oh,
それが許せなかったんです。
right.
もちろんそんなのは八つ当たりでしかない。それは分かってました。それでも何とかして姉の気持ちをはじめさんに伝えたかった。そんな素敵な人がいたんだと知ってほしかったんです。
And that's why you pretended to be your sister? But what about your name? You're still Kasumi, right?
はい、私はかすみです。はじめさんに思い出してもらうため、体が弱いというところだけは偽ってしまいましたが、姉が大好きだと言ってくれた私を 私自身が偽ることは、姉もきっと喜びませんから。
That's good to know. Thanks. That was all I needed to know. As long as Kasumi had been herself around me, all the time we spent together is real. Thinking about it that way might be naive of me, but how can I help it? I just love her.
だからこそ、私は願ったんです。二宮はじめという男性が、どうしようもなく最低な人であってほしい。
Sorry to disappoint you?
姉はそんな人と結ばれなくてよかった。結ばれないことが、姉のためであったと。
I can see how that sounds kind of mean.
だからですよ。はじめさんには、私の誘惑に乗ってほしかった。
Oh, interesting.
乗ってくれれば、その時点で見切りはつけられたはずなんです。
That explains a lot.
なのにはじめさん、全然悪い人じゃないんだもん。お姉ちゃんからもらったペンダントだって、探してほしいなんて一言も言ってないのに、探してくれて、私に惚れさせて、最後にはお姉ちゃんのこと話して後悔させようと思ってたのに、こんなのお姉ちゃんじゃなくても好きになっちゃうよ。
Aw. That's just who you are. I wipe her tears with my fingers and gently stroke her head. I don't know if this is the right thing to say now, but thanks. Because you did what you did, I was finally able to learn how your sister felt about me. Well, I guess I'd still have to apologize to her since I'm with you now.
はじめさんはいいんですか？
With what?
私、ずっと嘘ついて、こんなにひどいことも考えてたのに。
I mean, that is a very elaborate lie, and it's very questionable, but I mean, she was still being herself through most of it, so I guess it's okay. It's complicated.
怒ってますよね。
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure myself. There's so many emotions swirling around in my head right now that it's hard to decide what to focus on. So, what do you want to do now, Kasumi? You've managed to achieve your initial goal. Depending on your answer, I might get upset with you. Though I doubt she'll actually go as far as breaking up with me.
私は、はじめさんが大好きです。もっともっと一緒にいたいです。
Then all is forgiven. For your sister's sake? She pauses before answering.
お姉ちゃんのことは本当に大切です。でも、はじめさんと一緒の時だけはそんな気持ちも忘れるくらい幸せで、こんなの自分勝手だし、都合が良すぎることだって理解しています。でもお願いします。私ははじめさんと一緒にいたいんです。
And that's the truth.
本気であなたを好きになってしまったんです。
After laying all her feelings bare, she stands up from the bed and bows deeply.
お願いします。
I'm truly happy to have someone who loves me so dearly. And I'm in love with her too, so I can't imagine anyone but her at my side. Thanks. I feel sorry for what happened with your sister, but I want to be with you too.
はじめさん、本当にいいんですか？
You fell in love with me, Kasumi, and I fell in love with you too. Even if those negative sides of you come out again, I'll still love you.
はい、ありがとうございます。
I never would have thought that she would have been harboring such a secret like this. But I'm glad that we were able to discuss it together, and I feel like we've grown much closer to one another through this. I think we've settled the matter now. Okay, that's interesting, but sure. Just gonna let that
はじ
slide.
めさん、
Kind of a big deal, but eh. What is it? It's a rom-com.
こんなことをお願いするなんて、普通に考えたらおかしいことは分かってるんですが、一つだけ一生のお願いを聞いてもらえないでしょうか？
I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. I don't know what this is going to be about, but are you sure you want to use this once-in-a-lifetime favor now?
私の分はここで使っても、いざという時は、はじめさんに一生のお願いを使ってもらいますから。
I don't see how that's fair, but okay, I guess. So what do you want me to do? That response was so typical for her that I can't help but smile. I'll assume her request is either related to our relationship or her sister. I'll decide once I hear it, so just go ahead and say what it is.
ですね。もしご迷惑でなければ、一度でいいので、お姉ちゃんに会ってもらえませんか？
Okay. You want me to visit your sister?
非常識なのは分かっています。ですが、どうしてもお姉ちゃんの願いを叶えてあげたいんです。
Right now, she gives me a firm look full of determination. She herself admitted that it sounds crazy, and I know she wouldn't suggest something like that as a joke. Actually, am I even allowed to visit another family's grave?
一般的には分かりません。ですが、お父さんたちも、こればかりは絶対に反対しないと思います。
When it comes to my relationship with Kasumi, I'm nothing more than the boyfriend. Yeah, that's true. We haven't met her parents, have we? And furthermore, my relationship with her sister is practically non-existent. But after hearing about her story from Kasumi, even in her final moments, she wanted to see me again. In that sense, I'm something like an old friend of hers, so there's nothing too strange about me visiting her grave. Operative word missing there. Alright, I'll go visit her.
本当ですか？
Where is it though? If I have to stay overnight for it, I'll need to tell Yamabuki.
ここから近くです。山の方の景色のいい場所なんです。
Oh, in the mountains? We can stargaze. Come to think of it, there was a time when Kasumi said she went to visit her grandmother, and I smelled incense on her. Maybe she'd actually gone to visit her sister's grave by herself? By the way, do you mind if I keep the letter?
はじめさんが？
I know. You probably might not be too keen on your boyfriend keeping a love letter from another girl.
そんなこと思いません。
Are we gonna tell her about the letter for her in there?
むしろ、受け取ってもらえるのなら、お姉ちゃんも喜ぶと思いますし。でも、いいんですか？もういない人からの手紙ですよ。
Well, since I'm visiting her grave, I feel like it'd be a little rude to get rid of it.
そういうことでしたら、ぜひ、受け取ってあげてください。
I feel like I've made a pretty bold promise with her. We've agreed to visit the grave together and then quietly sat together until Kasumi returned to her room. We're just not going to address the letter that was to her? Okay. Maybe that'll come up later.
お待たせしました。はじめさんの準備さえ良ければ行きましょうか。
Okay, I realize we're probably pretty close to the conclusion, but I think I'm gonna stop the episode here because I've been recording a lot this weekend and I'm tired. I actually just recorded a couple of episodes of 9-9 with Sarah and Prince. So those will be something to look forward to. But I'm stumbling over my words a lot. It's gonna get messy and I'm just gonna be like through the rest of it. This seems like it's a nice moment. I want to be fully here for it. I can see now why people said that this had an interesting twist to it. Because I would not have suspected that she was pretending to be her sister, I guess, in order to assess Hajime's personality and see if he was really all that and worth her sister's affections. But I mean, it doesn't surprise me though that she ended up falling for him in the long run. That's a pretty classic romantic plot line. It's almost a little soap opera-y. And then, of course, it snaps back to it being a romantic comedy with how quickly he was just like, yeah, it's fine. She loves me anyway, and I love her, and the relationship's not going anywhere, so, sure. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. For now, I am one half of the Bridge Boys, signing off.